Shalom, shalom, everyone. Welcome back to the Kodesh Gardens, Kodesh Garden Live. So we're just here chilling as the sun has already set over our horizon, where we can see here in the Kodesh homestead. So welcome to Kodesh Gardens Live, where the land meet the clouds. I wanted to just check in, just to give a quick shout out um, to those who are on the journey, seeking to serve the Most High and set apart. Here on the Kodesh, here on the homestead here at the Kodesh Gardens, you know, multiple things, we have to do to get done. But we thank Abaya for this day and for his mercy. It's a joy to be here, and the fire burns over there. I just made just a small fire, just burning some bushes and stuff, you know, and yeah. So there's some smoke. This was happening live here in the Kodesh Gardens right now. So welcome to Kodesh Garden Live. Right there, over there's a garden space where the greenhouse is going to be erected. Let you have a praise when that is done. Yes. Um. So we're just chilling here, looking at the skies as the dark is coming over the land, over the homestead. The mountains there in the foreground. Probably should a bit dark here in this video, but the mountains there in the foreground, yeah. You see the clouds in the skies, and it's another beautiful day here at the in the Kodesh Gardens here at the homestead. Another beautiful day. I know there have been some stuff on my mind recently. That's some business stuff that I'm looking to get done, looking to organize. There have been stuff that I need to get myself, focus on. And by the mercies and the grace of the Most High, I'll be able to get things going. So what's new here on the homestead? And what's new here that you're planning the garden? There's a bunch of stuff. We did some harvesting today. I'll probably share that little vlog with you guys. We were harvesting some hibiscus plants. The seasons it's basically over, but we still have continuation of product. And as mentioned, these are organic planting we do here. Oh my. We don't touch chemicals. We just plant and we harvest, and whatever we have acquired that was on here before, we continue to maintain as much as we can. So, I mean, whoever's on this journey and whoever's considering a set up a garden or even a community garden. I know my buddy when he was in the States. Well, he's in the States, but when he was in another state, they have a community garden there in DC where I know he used to go to, and they used to plant as a group. And other places I've done it, I've seen it elsewhere as well. I've seen community gardens where people have a little lot where once people come and get a small area, actually. Just like a space of a raised bed, you know, through that community space, and people plant in the summer. Because generally when it comes to winter they can't do anything. So they come out in the summer and they plant, different vegetables or whatever they want to plant in that summer period. And I've seen it been done consistently for a few years. So community garden is always, if it exists, if an opportunity exists, a good idea where people can actually come together and plant food, plant and harvest together. If one person plants kale, if one person plants bell peppers, tomatoes, whatever, then after when the harvest time comes, can share the harvest. You can get some from this person plot or garden bed, and you share, you barter. The barter days are still here. They have been diminished a lot, but bartering is certainly something that could come back a little bit more dominant because you know what we're seeing that you know if this dollar, if or when this dollar fails, more like when, then a lot of people won't even have no use for the currency. So you find people start to trade back in original currency, probably gold or silver or bronze or brass or whatever, where they're trading. Or people just do bartering still. Go back to bartering. You got something, I have something, we share. So there's quite a bit of things that are returning as we see the difficulty and the challenges that poses globally right now. People are open to different ideas, different things that they may want to explore. People are trying to secure themselves where they are in the city. People may be moving to different places, to different countries. Because a lot of decisions are out there to be made. A lot of people are looking to make a decision right now, you know, because this time kind of seem like it is the opportune time. You know, when you hear the report, I was watching a media report and they're talking about since this pandemic has going on for the last couple of years, people have been working from home and has become comfortable working from home. So when offices and companies start to, you know, discuss return to office, you find, employees are a bit reluctant. And I've experienced that my own self. Are a bit reluctant to say they want to go back in the office full time because people have become accustomed to being at the home, working at the home full time, being around the family, being around the kids and all of that, and see the value that living a life is much more than earning the gold. Because sometimes the precious times that they end up spending with their kids and their wives and their husbands and all who used to be out there like 9 to 5, they get to find out that there's a lot of value that they're missing out on. A lot of time with their family, with their spouses, with their children when they're at the office. And they start to prefer the home mode, you know. They start to prefer working from home. And it's become the hybrid solution has become something that has been spoken of. You know, a couple of days at the office, a few days at home. Create that balance because work-life balance has become more dominating and become more dominant of requirement for employees. They realize that, oh man, I've been missing out so much on my kids' life. I've been missing out so much being with your spouse together, just learning each other. You know. So the the pandemic has changed a lot of things for how people. It has definitely changed things for here and the homestead in the Kodesh Garden. You know. And when your person leave a city and go make it his cabin and have his camp and his tent up inside the garden, it's like we come building the supermarket. So we can have the food around us. So we don't have to always travel to get things to eat. Because Pigs do come in. Their seasons there. And when they do, we do have quite an abundance of things. And you have certain things that are year round as well. Because what he has done, he has made the plants and the fruit bearing trees that made for food for us. You can see where here in the gardens where there are different time for different things. There are some stuff that can run right through the year, and then you have some stuff that um just go season to season. So he has already created a balance for the food that we eat, that we have something to sustain us. And we, through the inspiration of the Most High, are able to preserve. So if we have certain things that come in season now, we're able to do certain things with it so we can continue out the season. So he has given us that inspiration, and he has given us that guidance through the Ruach HaKodesh to be able to do these things. So we appreciate the Most High for his guidance, and we appreciate family, and we appreciate friends. You know, I come to learn from a long time ago that good friend is better than a pocket money. I mean, many people always want to go after the cash flow and the money, but sometimes when you have a friend, it is when you have a friend, it is much more valuable than having cash in your hand. You know, and I come to learn these things. You know, I have a sister in that itself doing doing some errands for me, taking care of certain things for me, and you see the value in having good relationship. Some people may not value really, may not worth having certain relationship with, but you can see where having someone, and I like to be able to do that for people as well. People, definitely have, set apart people if it's available, but definitely you do have some good neighbors out there. The scripture spoke about good neighbors. Talk about good neighbors. Talk about the good Samaritan. Being a good person in that sense, then the Most High shall have mercy upon you. Welcome to Kodesh Gardens Life, where we can talk about gardening things, matters concern the art, gardening scriptures. We can talk about planting, organic stuff. We can talk about soil. We can talk about what the creation has created. Where we can reflect on the journey. And we can share things that we have learned. Some of the errors that we have made in where they do certain things a certain way. So it's a joyous experience, and we appreciate the Most High. So it's getting darker, as you can see here. Over the mount, over the hills, there's a crescent moon. If you can see over the top, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there's a crescent moon there. I don't know if you're able to see that, but yeah, the fire is burning. We're on the top of the mount where the land meets the clouds. Getting cool here now. When you just lightly, not when you're in a winter country, you start just right now in certain countries they are doing, winter coats, gloves and things and scarves and tubes, and you have to be wearing all such delight. But when you're in the islands and you don't wear those things, sometimes it gets a bit chilly. Because we don't dress in any heavy clothing where it will cause to get hot. So we kind of just in shorts or t-shirts and stuff. And if I when it comes to nights at this time of year, right now it's like get a bit chilly. It's not cold as light. Yeah, right now it's a bit chilly out here. Um, but it's not cold as I've known, which I've seen. It's really a drop in the bucket to what you might have felt it. So as we get closer to bedtime, as we get closer to pulling down the shutters here on the Kodesh Garden, chicken are in the roost, dogs are waiting for their meal, the birds have gone in, night creatures has come out. As we look at the diverse lifestyle of each here that cross path with Kodesh Gardens, we really do appreciate the mercy of that. We really do appreciate the mercy of that. And as we encourage brother and brother fellowship, as we encourage strengthening each other, as we encourage learning from each other, you know, we just outright, as I say, it could be just blatantly be thankful to the Most High. Because through His mercy, we're able to continue. Through His mercies, we're able to get things done, basically. You know, there's much things to get done, much things to do as we walk this journey. You know, it can be a little bit lonesome sometimes. It can be. Sometimes things weary, heavy on your heart, you know. But at the end of it, you know, we can't control all things. We can't control what He has given us control over. Psalm 1 says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the wicked, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of Yah. And in his law does he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree that is planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in its season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Let Yah be praised for the words of the Elohim that given us such wisdom, that when we sit in the shadow and meditate on the laws and statutes of the Most High day and night, He shall make us be like that tree that is planted by the rivers of water. That means that tree won't get thirsty. And it's planted by the rivers of water, so it's not directly in the water, so it's not going to be drowned out with the water. It's not going to be over quenched. But just enough because the roots will drown to the water to get enough supply. And it will be fruitful. Blessed is the one who comes of Yah for his righteousness. For his righteousness that live and encompass all nations. You know, we're actually living in some time right now where quite a bit of uncertainty around. You know, people are uncertain about their jobs, people are uncertain about their rent, their mortgage, people are uncertain about food, people are uncertain about shelter, people are uncertain about a lot of things, you know. And you know, there's reason for concern. There's reason for concern. And as long as you're watching and praying and seeing the signs of the time and prepare for them, then you might be in safe hands when things get a little bit ugly. Give me a break there. I'm gonna let go of this dog. He has been resting. I tied him up from earlier. Yeah, so these dogs, like, excuse me, what? Yeah, dogs, just let go the male. Keep it tied up to the days. Start keep it chained up because it's just a provocative one. You see them over there gallivanting and behaving like little little children. Yeah, but this is what it's like living here in the Kodesh Gardens here in the homestead. One of our thing that me and my Isha spoke about was we would like to be in a position where we don't have to really get up in the 7, 6 o'clock every day to get to a 9 to 5. But as your leads, we can, if we want to sleep in till 10, we sleep in. And if we want to get up at 7, we get up at 6, 5, whatever. But we're not hooked by certain things that cause us to be running. And we wanted to reach that point in our lives. I mean, we're not fully there yet. But we certainly don't feel like we are under all that deep pressure of a corporate job. Because we left our corporate job to um, take on this journey. Oh, what a journey it is. And when you have people working certain corporate jobs, and we see it all the time in people testimony, even on the media, over the internet. People like they were earning X amount of this figure and they were earning this salary and they leave to do this. Because sometimes there are things that drive you more than just earning. And we're right in the mix with some of these people in terms of leaving a corporate environment to an environment where it's become it's much more modest and simple. Because we do want to live a simple life. You know, we really do want to live a simple life. And we don't want to get into a life where yeah, so praise the most high for this day. I can't say it enough about being prepared, being ready. You know, there was a scripture that I quoted. There's a scripture I quoted from time to time, pretty often as the needs require. It's in John chapter 7 when Hamashiach Yeshua was there and it was a day of a festival. And his Talmudin wanted him to come in because he wanted to show his signs and whatever. He wanted to they wanted the Hamashiach to show what he can do to the people because they know that he is the one. But Yeshua had to remind him that their time has not yet come, you know, because they want to slay him. But their time must always be ready because the world don't hate them, but they hated him because he testified against them because of their wickedness. And they really came to experience such a word spoken by Hamashiach because after Hamashiach ascended and gone into his glory, these Talmudians they face a lot of persecution because now they start to testify against the world and their wickedness and they face a lot of persecution up to death for the work in Hamashiach. So the dead in Yeshua, the martyrs of Yeshua. So those things what is spoken come to pass. So we must try to be ready because don't sit idle by and pretend as if, oh, nothing is happening and I'm just working my 9 to 5. I'm making, just do my own thing. And I don't really matter about what they're doing. They do what they do. Just, don't be like the foolish one, you know? So let you have a praise. This is here on the homestead of the Kodesh Gardens. And where we plant, where we eat, where we grow organic food, nurture our bodies, praise the Most High, first and foremost. Love one another, love each other here on the homestead. Try to take care of each other as best as they are given strength to. Care for each other. Have patience with each other. Be humble before the throne of the Most High. So, yeah, that's what it's all about. So, stay safe out there, wherever you are in the four winds, whether in North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, South America, Africa, whether you're in the North Atlantic or in the Southern Pole. If you are a person truly called by the name of the Most High to serve Him and to follow His ways, then let the rock of the Most High be with you. And His messengers guide you wherever you are. Checking out from the Kodesh Gardens and see you in the next vlog. Shalom and stay safe.